just to, on the question of Mr. Morace, say, I think I'm correct in saying that the need of certification for passenger vessels will be the maximum amount of passengers times 250,000 special drawing rights. But in addressing the second part of the question, probably Jeremy can help us on this. And so if I can complete the question just for a second, maximum amount, way in which this certification is going to be provided, likely costs, as Mr. Morace was asking.
Yeah, I think the answer to the question is that the ship owner has to have a blue card which confirms and guarantees that he has the insurance there's a financial guarantee behind the liability as required under the regulations. So it's as to whatever the maximum amount is under the regulations, which is 250,000 SDRs per passenger for the non-war certificates, up to the maximum number of passengers that are on board, which may be, if it's a very considerable number, it may be up in the billions of dollars. In respect of the war blue card, that liability under the regulations is limited to 340 million SDRs. So the maximum that is required to be guaranteed is about 523 million US dollars, approximately. So the blue card confirms that that insurance or that financial guarantee remains available. As I said in my presentation, the international group clubs have all agreed that the non-war blue card can be provided by the clubs, and that any liabilities arising from provision of those non-war blue cards would be shared within the group pooling system. And I'm sure that those blue cards will be provided without any cost, just as they currently are in respect of the other conventions, such as the Bunker Convention or CLC. The war blue card, which is being separately provided, and which, as I explained, it's difficult for clubs to be able to provide that without taking advantage of the separate non-group reinsurances. And as I said, many clubs will probably not be providing these blue cards for the war risks, and they'll be provided by financial guarantors. Those are going to cost something. I haven't really got a very firm indication of what price those will be, but I'm led to believe that the average ferry will cost about $5,000 per year, but the price will range from $500 for the very smallest passenger ships up to about $25,000 for the largest cruise ships.
Thank you, Jeremy. Anybody else on passengers? I don't see if Ettore Morace has arrived. No, he's not, because he was here with something to say. Senatore Lauro is not around as well. What do we have now? So if we could move on the other one, which was LLMC and the various considerations which we have heard this morning from Professor Bellingeri and from Pietro. Anybody else? Questions, comments on this part of the session? Massimo, you had something to say, Massimo Mordiglia, probably? No? You're listed here. I have somebody here on the list, which is Domenico Pellegrino, who enlisted him for a question. Is he around? No?
They had a problem. He apologizes.